But right now, we have a fight that is going to be outstanding. Mandel Nalo, one of the best fighters from Canada at 7-0 with a huge 75-inch reach, up against Achilles Mota, 11-1, fighting out of Glover Teixeira's 71-inch reach. This is going to be a fantastic fight. Now, Michael C. Williams.
Tonight here at Mohegan Sun Arena, we go to the lightweight division, set for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing the blue corner at 5'11", weighing in 155 1/4 pounds. His professional record near perfect, 11 wins, just 1 loss.
大家好，师傅从业风水20余年，帮助了数千名海内外华人朋友通过八字测算、命理分析、风水布局、法事化解等方式知命改运，并获得了巨大成功。如果你的财运不佳、事业不顺、情感婚姻不和等诸事烦心，原主可添加雨林师傅微信1185732211，帮你调节化解。记住微信11857322。
Introducing Mandel Red Garbage Nalo. In charge of the action, your referee Dan Mergliata.
This was how we were introduced to Mr. Mandel Nalo, with that head kick win against Alec Williams, and then that knee against Carrington Banks. Man, he has been explosive. We'll see if he can do it for a third time tonight.
Here we go! Mata making his debut with a record of 11-1 in the blue gloves. Mandel Nalo in the red gloves, a perfect 7-0, 2-0 with those 2 knockouts that John just showed you inside the Bellator cage. Trains in Montreal at TriStar under the guidance of Firas Zahabi, one of his training partners, of course. Tomorrow night, he'll fight for $1 million in the championship fight against Douglas Lima. That man, Rory McDonald.
Right now, you can see how well Nalo uses his length. He's got a fast jab, quick right hand. He establishes the position of the fight. He maintains the proper distance and just likes to break his opponent down with little shots that lead to bigger shots. I was up in Toronto, Canada, and everybody up there was asking me, what do you think of Mandel Nalo? And I'm saying, he's fantastic. He just needs to fight more, and so it's good to see him here tonight.
His first kick was the 6th fastest knockout in a Bellator debut. Kicked right through the glove of Alec Williams, 18 seconds. Second finish came 57 seconds into round number 2 against Banks, right here inside the Mohegan Sun Arena.
Right there, you can see how Nalo can just control distance so well with his footwork. He's in when he wants to be. He sits on the outside, waits, lets his opponent come towards him, just creates enough space to avoid. Usually comes back with counters.
Mata, very talented. Black belt in Muay Thai, brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, part of Glover Teixeira's team in Danbury, Connecticut. Good takedown defense by Mandel Nalo.
Very good. There was a couple different techniques by Mota right there in trying to get him to the ground. Mandel stopped every one of them. Now he's back to a, basically a neutral position, and he's got Achilles up against the cage. He can decide if he wants to disengage or if he wants to go for a takedown from here.
Achilles opened his pro career 11-0. Lost in an LFA title fight to Austin Hubbard back in December of last year. That was his first career professional loss.
Gotta love that mustache and sideburn combination of Mandel Nalo. We're talking bringing back the early 1900s in bare knuckle boxing.
He is from Souk, British Columbia, and he told us a couple of fights ago, my parents were hippies. From the southern tip of Vancouver Island, 38 clicks from beautiful Victoria. Nice job done by the killer as he closes the distance and makes that kick ineffective.
Well, he ate a shot closing the distance, though, with the hands. So if you're going to eat it to get inside, then let's get that takedown. And since that's it, where it seems you want to bring this fight. He keeps on working, trying to get Maldonado down to the ground. It has not worked for him so far.
We were talking to Rory about his fight tomorrow night and asked if George St. Pierre's been in the gym, and the answer is yes. He's been in there a lot, which is a benefit to Maldonado, who drives up from Toronto to train in Montreal at TriStar.
You can see look how relaxed Maldonado is. Just everything is very easy. Don't overextend. Nice and calm in all of our attacks. This guy, for just being 7-0, shows a level of maturity in his fighting that you just don't see a lot. But a lot of it's because he's been fighting for a long time. Again, just doesn't fight that often.
His wife's a doctor, so he says he fights when he wants. If the fight doesn't make sense, why take it? And that mama take care of things.
Can't blame him for that.
You got that right. And the Bellator cage has been on a bit of a world tour, which will continue throughout the rest of this calendar year. Pretty sure we were just in Italy.
Were we?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Or was it Ireland? Or was it both? You were in Inglewood. That's an eye.
Everything's with an eye.
Israel. That's an eye. And we continue with this fight. Round 2. The Brazilian fighting out of Danbury, Connecticut, under the guidance of Glover Teixeira. Definitely a worthy opponent for Maldonado here tonight. Round 1.
Round 1 definitely goes to Maldonado. Landed the better shots, bigger shots. You see him come out in round 2, establishing control of where this fight is at. You see Achilles Mota trying to move himself around on the outside, the perimeter. But every time Maldonado wants, he starts to come forward, and you see it. He's driving Achilles back towards the cage. That's a style that you see out of guys from TriStar. Nice takedown by Achilles Mota.
I mentioned that LFA title fight that Achilles Mota had against Austin Hubbard. It went into the 5th and final round, and the TKO finish for Hubbard came with just 15 seconds on the clock. So it was a good battle. I mean, you put TriStar on one side, guys like GSP, and then you put Glover Teixeira on the other side. You've got some pretty good coaches, pretty good players, if you will, in both corners.
You got a little bit of experience there. I think guys that understand the fight game just a little bit.
Little success.
Right now you're seeing Maldonado was going to a body triangle for guard to hold guard. It's completely defensive. He needs to open up that guard, start to create angles that are going to cause Achilles Mota to have to move.
John, this is now the longest fight of Mandalla's professional career. Previously, it was 6 minutes and 49 seconds.
Well, he had to come into this knowing, looking at, you can look at the record of 11-1, that's great. But if he watched the fights, Achilles Mota was 11-0 at one time. He's a good fighter. He's got a lot of skill both on the ground and in the stand-up. So now, as you go up in level, the fights aren't going to get any easier, and to get rid of guys fast just doesn't happen that often.
Mandel has never seen round 3, obviously, if his longest fight was 6 minutes and 49 seconds, unless he was involved in a fight with 2-minute rounds or something, which wasn't the case. And when you you look at this matchup, John, and a good one on our card here tonight, start of our doubleheader of big Bellator events. Got a combined record of 18-1 with Mata and Nalo.
Right now, Mandel Nalo's left hand, the jab, that's his best shot. That's what's doing the most damage to Achilles Mota. That's what's giving him the most problems. And he needs to start firing it off at a lot more frequent rate than what he's doing.
Did you just say jab for a fighter from TriStar?
It's amazing.
Yeah, how does that happen?
I don't know, they probably learned it from somebody.
Yeah, that's some GST dude. Achilles is turning it up here.
He's going for it. You know, you got to like what you're seeing. He cannot establish exactly the position of the fight that he wants. So he's saying, well, then I'm going to make it where I establish the pace. I push things. I move. That's what he's trying to do to create openings.
It was interesting. Mandel Nalo said of his opponent that his aggressive nature is both a strength and a weakness, in his opinion. So far in this round, it looks like the aggressiveness is working for the Brazilian.
One of the things you'll see out of guys from TriStar is exactly what you're seeing Nalo do right now. They like to pressure their opponent up towards the cage. You see that nice black circle. Push them past that. Get their back to where you know they can't go back any farther, and then just kind of paw at them, use that jab, drive them towards your power hand, and unleash a big shot.
Tried to duck under that jab. They clinch, final seconds of the round. Third round for the first time for Mandel Nalo. 11-1, Achilles Mota. Had 5 first-round finishes in his first 7 fights.
You see both guys look fresh, though.
They do, don't they?
Yep. Both guys should be going for it because they have no idea right now the way the judges are looking at this fight.
How did you look at the second 5 minutes, partner?
You know, it's a tough one as far as watching it. Nalo landed some good strikes with his left hand. Then you can look at the takedown and what Achilles Mota did in that takedown, the time that he had him on the ground, the little shots that he landed. So I'm going to say that they went with Achilles Mota, so we got an even fight.
Saw that in our last battle. Takes the shot, trying to change levels.
Nice kick by Mota, attacking that lead leg. Attacking the inside, you saw it give a little bit of problems with control of that foot by Mandel Nalo.
Look at that.
Look at that ankle eating. That it's starting to deaden the nerve. He's got a problem.
Yep. It's over, and it's all over. The fight is stopped. And it just makes me think about Michael Chandler at Madison Square Garden.
Well, you can think of it's Michael Chandler, but I'm going to say, and I understand why Dan Mergel had to stop that, but Mandel Nalo was fighting, and so you got to let him give an opportunity to fight in it. Now, if Achilles Mota is making him stand up, and then he's having problems controlling his body, now it's the time to stop the fight. But when he goes to the ground and Achilles Mota follows him there, hey, that fight can continue on. So don't be so fast in stopping it. Watch the leg kicks. If we can get a replay, you're going to see where the leg kicks, okay, the leg kicks have already happened. There's the inside one. You saw him again twitch. Look at the inability to control his ankle, the nerve. You can see right there, he's stiffened his leg. That's causing him problems. Folds over on that foot. This is what happens from leg kicks when all of a sudden the nerve shuts down and you cannot control. That's the one that started it right there. and that nerve starts to shut down. You cannot control your ankle. Your foot just doesn't work right. You see his toes getting caught in the canvas. The reason Dan stopped it is he sees that he's got a problem with it. But if he goes down to the ground, you see Kilimotto coming in. Let that fight continue right there. Don't stop it at that moment. Now Kilimotto decides, I'm going to be a smart fighter. I'm going to stand up, move back, make him get up. Now he has more problems. Now I've got a guy that he's not being attacked, and he cannot keep himself under control. Maybe I'll stop the fight now.
Well, we saw that fight with Brent Primus and Michael Chandler, and Michael tried to knock Primus out on one leg.
Yep.
Not once, not twice, but about 3 times.
Yeah, exactly. But that was him being given an opportunity to continue on with that. I understand what Dan's doing. Nothing wrong with it, but you're always trying to give him that, making it even.
All right, let's make it official. Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, referee Dan Mugliata waves on the contest officially. 116 into round number 3. The winner by TKO,
Mota hands Mandel Nallo the first loss of his professional career, and he is victorious in his Bellator debut.